And welcome back to Fire and Maneuver with this Boshin War campaign. As it is right now, we've got no active armies moving around. What we do have is these sieged areas. So we've got Ognoi, or however you want to pronounce that, up in the north, and then we've got the capital, the shogunate's capital of Edo, down here in the south. And since this one is the weaker one, we're gonna go ahead and go for this one first. However, I do think that we're probably gonna have to cut down the walls, so we're gonna have to bombard the place for quite a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and move in these forces. I wonder if I need to cut this place out as well, so we completely surround the place. And then they can't move over the river. Yeah, looks like we're gonna have to bombard it. We're gonna have to breach the fort. I don't know, does it say how much you need to breach the fort? Like, how do we figure that out? Oh, here's a wall strength. So I would need one more bombardment. Can I bring in this group and bombard it? Yeah, now the wall strength is down, so now we can attack. I should have also checked how much it cost me to do those, because I have not really taken a closer look at that. Let's go ahead and attack with an army that needs experience. Although at this point, I do not know if I mean, needing experience is really a thing at this point, given the current situation. We'll attack with this army right here. The only thing that it needs is some better weapons. I feel as though I'm probably gonna need quite a lot of these muskets, so I'm just gonna buy those two. And once that's done, we're gonna go ahead and attack. I could probably out-resolve this one, but I'm so worried about I have used out-resolve once, and I think it destroyed some of my units. I don't know, maybe it doesn't. For once, let's do an out-resolve. Alright, so we only took 700, no recovery. I need cash. Right, no unit was destroyed. I mean, we lost 700 men, so it can't have been that bad. That's good, then we took that. Wonderful. Maybe I'll be able to end this today. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at the modernizing force. I have plenty of money. So as we move in here on the last one, I'm gonna go ahead and spend a little bit extra making sure that we upgrade these guys just right. So now we got a really powerful force here moving forward. And they're gonna move in here. And we're gonna have to bombard this area as well. I'm guessing. Fort level, yeah, we're gonna have to bombard this as well. Then... oh, okay. They go ahead and sally forth, so I'm gonna have to fight this fight. But then we're gonna have to move these guys up and bombard to break down the fort. What I didn't even really check what they had there. Apparently it's quite a lot in their favor, which could be nasty. Plus I don't have this is not a great army actually. Maybe I will go ahead and retreat here. You know what, we have not really struggled a lot. Or really have a struggle. So, you know what, I will fight this one. This will be quite the struggle, it looks like. Let's go ahead and end turn, we can start with that. So, I have 3 units of infantry, 1 cannon and 1 cavalry. These are all kind of fresh troops. At least they've got the long-range musketry. So I've got that going for me. But besides that, we do not have a lot going for ourselves. I should fast forward here. There's nothing really going on. The enemy, remember, the enemy is attacking me. I'm not attacking them, so I'm not entirely sure why they're doing the way they're doing. Everyone's set to fire at will, and now for the first time our cannon will fire on them. So we got in a fire there. Got 2 enemy cavalry moving up on the flank. We actually got, looks like there's 3 to be precise. Looks like these bastards are gonna go ahead and go around me. Question here is, I'll end up losing my cavalry really quick. What if I retreat up here instead and set up position to fire there, and then as an addition here I will have the 2 light infantry go into skirmish formation, and then once that's done the cannon will fire. Okay, I did get fired upon from this guy as he moved forward, but now I'm kind of safe on this hill. The enemy is not really coming at me from the front, so maybe I should focus my troops here in the rear instead. But there's a lot of enemies coming down from up there. Taking control of the village could be good. And then this unit alone, if he sits up there, he can actually fire out quite a bit. And then if they move forward, right, that's how we do it. This one's, I'm not going to fast forward. Okay, they move. I feel like they're going to try and fire on the cavalry. Oh, they're double stacking them right there. Oh, this one with sword is just sword. They do not intend to fire. This one's also just sword. So that's something to keep in mind. So we fired and the cannons fire, so first damage is done. My cavalry will now fire on these. And that's where we're gonna start it for the next turn. Good hit. Now the cavalry is gonna fire twice down upon them. And then you're gonna turn. And then you're gonna fire. And you're gonna try and make it into the village, if that is possible. And then the cannon and the sharpshooters will fire again. Let's go ahead and see if this works out. I'm expecting these guys to charge. But the enemy prioritized moving troops around here to make a greater, nice target for me to fire over here. Oof. They will be fired upon by this unit as they move into fire at will here, but this unit is at risk of getting completely overrun by the enemy cavalry, which is not great. My cannon's doing quite a bit of damage on the troops that are advancing. Let's fast forward with the last bit. So he's able to fire into the flank. Now I feel like they're gonna prioritize. We've got 2 cavalry units here ready to charge in our flank. I'm gonna see if I'm able to get away. Maybe that was the wrong order, but we'll see. Alright, let's go ahead and see how this goes. They do not charge. They prioritize something else. They fire over here. They fire twice. I feel like I'm gonna get an advantage for... Ooh, they're double stacking here now. He should be able to fire into this, right? And now we fire down, so that's gonna do damage. Ooh, they're coming up there. That's not great. Alright, now he's sitting down there. He's gonna go after the cavalry on the hill. Alright, fast forward. Right, first things first. Fire twice down there. As much as I would lay more fire into this, I feel like after 2 shots, they're more likely already on the move in the attack. Maybe well, they could be prioritizing wrong. Let's better to be safe than sorry. You will turn, fire a flank shot up there. You will add on by firing across, and cannon will fire far. Right. Let's go ahead and end turn, see how this goes. So we are able to fire. We're able to fire twice without them moving. We're not completely destroyed, but that side hit, that was needed. That was needed, but what are these going to do here? Are they going to fire up my rear? No, because the side shot goes in. They, the enemy has prioritized wrong by moving units in the back rather than, you know, doing the important bit up front. Which saves me. Which has saved me a lot. We only need 1 shot to get rid of these. Then I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna fire there. You are... Oh yeah, you're facing the wrong way. Right, fire there. Concentrate on that formation moving forward. And then just in case, the last shot there. Right, let's see how this goes. So we're gonna start off here. Boom, all the cavalry is gone. Back hit? He got a back hit from up here? Wait, how did we get hit up here? From where? All the way up here? And how do we get back? How did we get back hit here and get hit over here? I don't know how that worked out. I feel as though that one probably fired on my cavalry, but I don't know how we managed to get back. Oh, you know what? A back hit because they fired upon us before we have turned around, even though it looked like we'd turned around. I don't know. Well, cavalry is gonna die if we keep sitting up there, so he's gonna move the first thing we do. Secondly, can you charge? You cannot charge in that direction, but you will fire up that hill. You will fire. We'll concentrate now on the unit in front here, and then end turn. Alright, give me knight or give me blue shah. It's not that bad. We've brought them down to 62% while I have 86. They decide to not continue to push the attack, but they push through back, which is a really odd choice. Horse artillery, they brought it all the way up. Rather than situated back here bombarding me, they brought it right back up. So as much as I wanted a challenge for myself, it is a challenge, but it's not much of a challenge because the AI is acting a little bit challenged in this case. But then again, it is an AI. Alright, let's go ahead and focus fire on this. Then here, then here. Cavalry will sit where it is. And I feel like this... Oh, he's moving away. He's gonna get shot in the back then. They bring their artillery all the way forward. But they decide to... I feel like I really need to get rid of these. So I'm gonna do like that. And then you're gonna be fired well, and the cavalry is gonna be fired well. So I don't really want to lose companies here, but we just did. I'm bringing up extra, so we are going back and forth at the same rate here. But I feel like once my light troops there are able to fire, we will gain the advantage, although just a slight one. Maybe if I move here first and then fire. You will fire on this. Artillery will fire here. Now they're bringing up a bloody guard unit. And they've got an extra cannon. Right. Let's end turn. Night is coming in, so soon enough we... Oof. And they move away. That is not good. Oh, a back hit. That became a back hit. crush them. But now my army is not hot. In terms of you know, companies, we do not have a lot of them left. However, the enemy is not pushing the attack, so I can rely on the fact that I know how to deploy my artillery. Let's focus in on the guard, because I think he's within range of fire, right? And then I want you to move out, and I want you to move back as well. Right, this one's fast forward. They're moving through the woods, which I don't like. We're gonna set up in the town then, and I'm gonna put the light troops up here eventually. And then from there we'll see where we end up. Right now it looks like they're gonna have to abort their attack because it's gonna be too dark for them to continue the fighting. Oh no, no, not the line unit. Fire at will, fire at will. Great. Fast forward. It's the second day. We're about a quarter into it when the enemy is finally making their approach. I have made the same kind of strong point around these hills, and currently we are blasting them. They are down to 31%, so I don't really see the enemy making good progress as we go along here, and it might well be over in this one. I feel as though we could possibly... Oh, now the cannon moved. Means that these guys can't fire upon it, but I can still bombard them with the cannon. Alright. With that bringing it down to 29, I feel like destroying their battery is enough to probably win the battle. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, it's down to 23%. Boom. I won. So a hard-fought fight, but we were able to move forward and take position to bombard the fort. So even when they are facing my weakest force, they are beaten back. This force is able to move up. Ooh, this cavalry even gained points. I think movement is probably the best one for cavalry, so it can deploy from column to line and so on. I'm gonna start bombarding. I'm gonna take a look what kind of damage we did there. We did a bit. You should bombard then. See what kind of damage we did. We did quite a bit. One more and we might be able to get at it. Actually attack this place. Yes, now we have the ability to attack this place. There's still quite a lot of them, even though they took a hit in the last battle. I feel as though Imperial Modernized Force is the best one suited here. It's enough troops in this one to go ahead and storm the enemy capital. This one's also an outer resolve, but not as great. I feel as though if we take the Shogunate's capital, we should probably play that battle. So let's go ahead and do just that. I've started yet again moving up towards the enemy, and as we can see, the enemy had a pretty bad start in the fact that they started on this side. Pretty defensible because it's not easy to get at it, but it's not, well, not actually defensible because we've got the hills on this side of the river. So if they'd stayed there, I'd be able to set up on these and fire upon them. So they really need to cross, but the AI of course have a little bit of a hard time crossing. Now they did bring up some troops and they did fire on the units up here. So I want to go ahead and do the first thing is to deploy these into skirmish. Second thing is to set up in this town and then form line. So we have the guards now taking control of the village and protecting this area in between, the valley in between the two high grounds. Then we've got these troops moving up to take control of the little fortified monastery or whatever they have on the hill here. And there is also where I'm hoping to bring up my artillery. We've got the cavalry. I do not see any great maneuvers for them right now. Although I will go ahead and set one up on either flank. And there we go. What I should probably have done is added a few fired will throughout the army. Like if these two had been fired will, I'm sure the cavalry would have actually been utterly destroyed. And I wouldn't have to deal with them. But I feel like, well, we can do it this turn, right? So we fire twice, and that's the first move. Secondly, I want the light troops to start moving forward, and they will go ahead and fire on this one. Cavalry will sit in back just to protect. Then looking at this, these guys cannot move through these kinds of terrain, so if they go into that, they will get blocked. But they can move in and they can set up pretty well, and I want them to fire there. And then the second one gets up on the hill there, and look at the position that the enemy now finds itself in, with lots of flanking fire coming down on them. And there we go. So we're slowly moving in here to, or slowly, we're actually moving rather quickly into destroying them. Okay, the cavalry make a move which is gonna block one of my infantry units from moving down here. Okay, so they get to move twice before I even start to fire my... They actually moved 3 times before I was able to fire my first shot. Didn't I order these two to fire first? But I guess this one didn't fire then because this moved. So that's why they dropped 2 of my moves then. And the enemy was able to move faster than me. Or like move around the troops faster than me. I still have this one, which should be moving into line and firing downhill, right? And now you're moving. Is he blocked then from forming line there? Because he's bogged down, so he can't make 2. But it still like allows you to... Okay. So my great maneuver here just fell absolutely flat on its face. And my fast maneuver wasn't that fast. Right, without moving or anything, I want you to fire on him. And then I want you to fire on him. And then you can't move into line, but at least the cannons can get up in their position. And then I want the cavalry to move up here just to block those guys. And then after all that, you will fire. And you will fire. And then you will fire, and you will fire. And I will move up the cavalry just a little further. And maybe he can zip through here next time and attack here. Who knows? Right, let's go ahead and see if we can't correct this. Okay, but he immediately moves away. Normally the AI is slow on moving the cavalry in the... Oh! From even this high position he was able to hit him. Great. It is a double elevated hill, as we can see here. So this is a great... I wonder what kind of range... If he's able to fire all the way over there, what kind of range do I get for my cannons set up there? Surprisingly a high amount of damage they're doing here, but this is a guard unit. This is a Shogunate guard unit that can fire twice at double range, so they got the Spencer rifle carbine. But he's hit so many times that he is forced to break into pieces. We are finally ready to move the rest of them here, and you are able to deploy in line. maybe it's bad actually to order them to fire at the cavalry, since the cavalry have a tendency to move away from us. Focus it in on the infantry. It could be that this one will fire here and some other unit will move in to take its place. Split the fires a little bit. Fire twice there. And you move. And then fire twice there. And now the cannon's ready to set up. I feel as though I've misplaced it. I should have turned it. Should have turned it to face that way currently. Right, we've got lots of pretty moves. Let's go ahead and see if we can't do... Okay, so they move the cannons up there, which is an odd position. The AI is really poor at handling their artillery, isn't there? And there goes like half the cannon. Looks like everyone's kind of holding the position, so there's still units to target. So it looks like all my fire orders will go in, because there will be stuff to fire at. So even if he moved away, there's another cavalry units to take his place, and he's gonna get hit by my units. And now the unit over on the left there is gonna be hit up. Boom. And now it's the maneuvers out here. So we're gonna fire on him twice, and then the cavalry is gonna ride up and then fire from below. Soft cover from the enclosure there. And it was enough. Even though we fired 4 times at them. Each time was so weak, but the final time there we actually got some damage on them. Let's go ahead and charge. I do love me a good charge. Alright, let's move up. And fire on the unit at the bridge. You will fire on this. And then you will... I wonder if they'll move... I'm sure they'll move around the woods. Right? I wasn't meant to turn it that way, but I feel like they're all going that way, so it might be as well. And then the cavalry goes around there. Artillery, yeah, artillery has nothing to fire at. Which I'm sure the monks are happy with. The fact that we're not using their monastery as a firing base. And with that, let's end turn. So, yeah, I forgot about the charge. Oh, they were moving away, so it became a back charge. Good. I mean, to think that this is supposed to be the capital area is a really, really poor spawn for the shogunate forces. Actually, it's pretty good because they start with being able to deploy troops along the road on the right. They're going across the bridge. I had to move on to the road, I believe, if I remember correctly. We didn't have any direct move onto the bridge. Yeah, just as I thought, they are going to go around the wood. They were put on fire at will, so for the last order here, they should be able to fire at them. Hopefully. Interesting, the samurai cavalry here has the rifle trained for their fire at will. First things first, fire twice here. Then finally the artillery gets to bombard something. So bombard the guys on the bridge. Start heading after this guy over here. Move up. Fire twice. Move up. Fire twice. Cavalry can try and move across. And then, in case these move around, they're gonna be blocked by me, I'm pretty sure. So we'll set them here and set them on fire at will. The enemy won't be able to move through this because this is a really high ground. There's where the Elder Scrolls are kept. Right. Ooh. So we charge, but we fire, they charge. Suppression fire on the bridge. They keep moving around. We get hit. But they're gonna get hit a lot worse. And they're broken. The enemy is now down to 34%. If I break this guy this turn, I think it's gonna be all over. Almost. They're down to 31%. So it looks like these guys gonna die on their own accord due to their poor charge. And the guys in skirmish formation around the bridge are gonna get absolutely destroyed. Yeah, we're almost just at the end there. Got exactly what we wanted. Okay, so I can't fire, but unnecessary amount of fires, but there we go. And add the artillery to that. And just in case, I don't think they're gonna disengage, but we're gonna move you forward. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory what's gonna go on. And the guys get shot down, it's 25%. And I'm victorious. Another wonderful victory, and we move in, take control of the enemy's capital. I'm gonna impress the locals. Oh, you know what? When I was thinking, why do I get manpower for impressing the locals? And at first I was like impressing them, like we showed off good time. Now I realized it's like impressment, like the Royal Navy did. Like we are forcefully recruiting from the populace. That is what we're doing. We're not impressing them like, hey, look at my sweet moves on my buggy board or whatever. We're forcing them to join the army. Join the Emperor or die, you cud. Right, the reinforcement range is going out up here. I will go ahead and build supply depot. We're gonna see if... Okay, so the supply depot is blocked here by this area right here. So I'm gonna have to build another one there. But with that, now all I really want to do is... What I should do is I should actually look at which army has what troops. And I should bring... Because next turn I believe the one that recruits 2 British units, they are gonna turn up. So I should bring them to bear on this last area. So we get to play with the British troops. With that, we might as well extra funds and extra manpower. Let's go ahead and just see which one that is. It's not this one. And wait, that was the same one. Is it this one? No, this is the agitators. Here's the one. Oh, 2 turns. But rapid deployment. Okay, so we're gonna have to do 2 turns and then those guys come around. And when I do merge, do they immediately just merge the 2, or I can move a few around? Can I move? I can check that. I can move 2 together and then I can check if I can move them around. Because in that case, I want to make sure we should put all the British troops into one army. And then we'll have the British go ahead and take the last bit. But not too much of it, because then they might claim the Northern Island for themselves. And if Shogun 2 is correct, or at least the fall of the samurai one, or the campaign I did in the last one, there's a lot of coal there. And maybe even more French troops, if we go by that campaign. With that, I should end turn and set the armies ready for the attack to the north. And so, with all the time in the world, I have been able to create the perfect British force. So we've got 2 regular British and 2 Sepoy infantry. And then in 1st Division we got 4 units of the Satsuma infantry. And in the 3rd Division, where we have the artillery, we've got 1 Armstrong gun. And we've got 1 6-pounder field howitzer. Everyone's set up with the best rifles. And even with that, I've got 40,000 manpower ready to go. And I've got 20,000 cash. With this, I'm gonna run some propaganda ahead of all of this for the event. Am I in need of bombarding this fort? Yes, I am. I should maybe have brought... does it depend on what kind of unit? Oh, did you gain points? This is the only thing I got for you. We're gonna bring you up then. Maybe I should have gone another army and set up one that has tons of cannon, just so we could bombard it easy. So this one has 2 cannons. I wonder, should that do more damage then? Looks like I'll have to... You know what? I can bring in a 2nd army. That's what I can do. Kaboom. And that brings it down. And now... the British! The British Museum requires Japanese silverware and porcelain. Well, would you look at that? We've got the mighty British Army on our side and their Indian auxiliaries. We're probably gonna need that because across this river there's a mighty force. Or a mighty fort, I should say. A mighty star fort. Huge one. With rooms for 4 infantry inside. However, the enemy, for some reason, has deployed their troops on a number of different areas. So we got 2 that started over there. We've got the main force up here. And then 2 up here. Which is kind of interesting. I'm gonna add the British up here. And then, oh, they only have 1 move. I'm so used to my elite units having 2 moves. Now, they might take a bit of a few hits, but they're foreigners. What do I care about that? We've got our Japanese troops coming up behind in safety. Maybe I should have detached some units to move up and deal with these guys. Is that a Gatling gun? Out all the way over there? No, that's the gun. Did they have a Gatling gun? Nope, they did not. That is just splendid. Let's go ahead and end turn. I'm able to move up in column. Ooh. Oh, they fired on the sepoys. So the shogunate is racist. Clearly. If they decide to fire on the brown people ahead of the others. Now the British will return fire. And I will have the sepoys cross the river. We will, in fact, detach. The Japanese will be heading off to deal with these. And then I will be, hopefully, setting up my guns on this side of the river. And I kind of want them to get into the fort so I can bombard it. Because I've seen that, you know, if you bombard areas... they start to set on fire and stuff like that, possibly. So that's a thing. Anyways, let's go ahead and turn here and take a look. Okay, now I guess they heard me because now they started to fire on the white people. And we return fire on the dastard shogunates. There you go. Sepoys poised. The sepoys poised to cross the river. Ooh, we got a really close-up view here of them. Marching straight across to the fort. They're sitting on a hill, so the British will have a little bit of a hard time approaching that. There is quite a bit of cover though, so they should be fine. Given the disposition of the enemy, I guess we'll just set up the artillery. Maybe the Armstrong can sit all the way back here and be able to fire in a great way from up there.
Line infantry.
Line infantry. Right. You move up there. And you move there. That's wonderful. Move on to the road. Not that angle though. It doesn't matter, no one's gonna shoot at them anyways.
Sepoys.
And then the sepoys will move to deploy on this side of the fort. And then everyone has moved. Let's go ahead and enter. We didn't really do anything special here, so let's fast forward. Oof! Taking a nasty shot here while in column, not great. Move into line. Move into line. I want the enemy to take the fort, so I can fire upon it. Maybe I can fire upon it still, without anyone being in it.
Line infantry.
Maybe it's just women and children, so we'll create some war crimes. The enemy is approaching. Right, they've set the cannons. These cannot deploy into line just yet. I guess move in there. And there, and then they will deploy in line. Actually, one of them can deploy in line. Oh, the great, it's the one in the front. Can I switch position on them? Can you move back?
Sepoys.
Sepoys will return fire. Maybe I should go into the fort. Just take control of it instead of trying to blast it. Time to move into line. There's no super interesting move. Most of the interesting thing has happened, so right. Move into line. Move into line. Fire on this. Destroy him. The artillery can fire. Maybe what I'll do is I'll move. The fort is big enough to fit multiple units, so we'll move into this side. The enemy will move into the other side, and then we'll have a fight. Okay, the Armstrong gun can't actually hit anything from up there. Okay, now you should be able to
Line infantry.
devastate the guys up there.
Line infantry.
Oh my god! Can I do it right for once?
Line infantry.
There we go. Those are done for. And let's have the artillery fire at will. And that's fine. Right. Okay, taking a hit. But I'm gonna move. Oh, now they're in. He's in the fort. He's in the fort. He's doing what I want him to do. Now let's blast that bitch to hell. I want all artillery to focus in on this part of the fort. Nice enough for them to plant nice pink trees inside the fortification. And now the little holdout out here is going to be absolutely peppered by the pastiest soldiers on the planet. And one more hit and they're gone. That's what I call British firepower. No, they're just out of range. And the Armstrong guns can't fire either. I want them to fire just there, but they're just kind of out of range for that. Well, if you moved just a little bit. No! Oh, God. Actually, the way we're gonna do it, completely moving them isn't gonna work. We're gonna move them into open formation. That way, they'll be able to fire. That's not really how I wanted to set them up. They fixed it with the hills, which was what I mentioned to him last time.
Sepoys.
But they haven't fixed it with the fortifications. The fact that you cannot, like, see where you're going. Good, good. Let's go ahead and end this. Okay, we take a hit, but now we move into the fort. And they get blasted over here. Now we're gonna... No, he doesn't reach! Just, God, please do what I want you to do. Burn down the fort. And I should say, at this point, since there's lots of soldiers in there, the children and whatnot, they definitely have left by this time.
Line infantry.
Right, moving forward, ending turn. So the Armstrong gun, was that the first I set to fire? There we go, fire! The fort is broken down a little bit. I'm gonna have to fire at it another 2 times, and he moves away! But look, he took no damage. Is the fort broken up? A little bit, maybe? God. I guess when I moved them into open formation, they weren't able to reach as far, maybe. If that's how it works. They're fighting each other inside the fort. Can I... Tell me I can bombard the fort. No, I cannot. I cannot bombard the fort unless there's someone in it. How dreadful.
Line infantry.
If my own units are in the fort, can I bombard it then? The enemy commander is more entertained by seeing what kind of damage he can do with the firepower of British ingenuity than he is about defeating the enemy. So moving forward. This unit... Oh, he moves away. Did he? Should be able to destroy these. Come on, move into the fort, you lazy bastards. Fast forward.
Sepoys.
I want you to move in as reserves. So now we have both there. Maybe I'll do both into a bayonet attack.
Line infantry.
Armstrong gun, can you fire? Yeah, you could! Why didn't I fire earlier then?
Line infantry.
That was stupid. And the cavalry is surely moving back towards the fort. I'm wasting time here. Ooh, took a nasty hit. Oh, he was ordered to fire upon him, but he's out of range, so there, it didn't become anything of it. Them setting up here, is that something I can do anything about? I guess, unfortunately, we're just gonna have to end it here by killing everyone.
Line infantry.
How dull. And then the sepoys will be ordered to do a bayonet attack. They have 2 movement, actually. So what I will do is... Wait. Did I order the wrong ones? 6 and 8 movements. Now I'm gonna have to redo some movements here. Fire, fire. You have fired. You have fired. You have whatever. And I don't care about you. Now what I want to do here is I want them to move into this attack column formation. It's the old guard. in this case made up of sepoys. Right, here we go. We start off with lots of bombardments over there. Lucky enough for me, they fired before the sepoys moved into column. Ooh, good back hit. Move into the fort, please. Ooh, now they've set up. Look at that. Tons of companies charging in which one regiment was absolutely destroyed.
Line infantry.
Okay, so well, this time around we will win, so. I thought we would do better since I literally sent 2 regiments straight into that. We're down to 19% of the enemy, so we have won it. Although at a high cost of sepoys, unfortunately. And the bayonet fighting continues. Here's the result of the battle.
Victory.
Ah, victory! Yes! Edo is now Tokyo. We're gonna not impress the locals down here. I did not need to push further. We are victorious. I gained some points, and the campaign is officially over. And with that, I will say, as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.